Welcome to my Gilmore Girls Road Trip Chronicles, where I get to explore over the next 3 days Connecticut and all of its small town glory. As with most places in New England, we got to see rocky coastlines, spent time popping in and out of the local shops, enjoyed fresh baked goods and coffee at all the local coffee shops, and most of all, spent a lot of time feeling like a true Gilmore Girl.
Good morning, guys. Today we are in Connecticut because yesterday we road tripped down. It took us like all day and we got here last night and then we went to breakfast this morning. We got ready. We're gonna go around today and check out a couple different places. We're gonna see the water, which I'm so excited for because I really want to see the ocean, and we're gonna go to some like coffee shops and all that and just like walk around and check out different areas. Anyways, we're gonna explore Connecticut, so let's go.
On our first day in Connecticut, we set out to explore Mystic, which is most notably the setting for the late 80s movie Mystic Pizza starring Julia Roberts. I've visited Mystic a few times, and the small seaside town charm is always the first thing to draw me in. The drive into town, like most places in Connecticut, is full of rolling hills and dense forest areas, but as soon as you exit the highway into town, quaint houses start to pop up, and in the distance you can see boats floating in the water. One of my favorite things about town is that there's a drawbridge, and the first time we visited in 2019, I was so excited to see the succession of a boat needing to pass and hearing the bells begin as the drawbridge lifts to let the boat pass.
We're walking downtown Mystic right now, and it's the same place that they filmed Mystic Pizza, and it's so cute. It's like just such a little coastal town, and everything is so like nautical looking and so cute. I love it. This is the bridge going up because they have a drawbridge for all the boats to get through, so it actually goes up and down. I love all of the little storefronts. They're so cute.
I genuinely think the first time we visited Mystic, my family spent at least 30 minutes watching the bridge and all the boats pass. I always find it fun to just people watch and imagine everyone's lives. Another sure way to know that you're in a coastal New England town is if there are candy shops. I grew up going to Maine in the summer to visit my dad's family, and the candy shops have always felt so nostalgic to me. The idea of old-fashioned penny candy that you can pick and mix is so fun to me, although it is so much more expensive than a penny now. After we spent some time hopping into the candy shop and taking tourist pictures because I told my sister that that's what Lorelai would do, we made our way across the bridge into the main part of town. The Black Dog always makes me think of Taylor Swift now, and it's also so fun to see the Mystic Pizza shop. I always have the best memories because the first time we visited Mystic, me and my sister grabbed a slice of pizza to share and sat on their front steps eating it and taking pictures. It was simultaneously very touristy but also so fun. Another thing I always find myself enjoying in New England towns is the architecture and history. Most houses and buildings in town have plaques dating to when the house was originally built, and I love seeing all the details that they put into these homes, giving them so much charm. We spent a while just walking past the homes, commenting on the things that were cute or what the houses reminded us of.
Every single one of these houses just looks so like historic, and every single one of them has so much more thought put into like all the little details. Like they all have the most beautiful details ever, and they all have like cute little names that they go by, like the Seabrook one or whatever. Literally so cute. I love them. It makes me want to live here, and it makes me feel like I want to like grow old. This is so like practical magic.
At this point in the day, it was time to grab a snack and some coffee, so we headed back into town to one of my favorite places, Sift Bakery. They have cases and cases full of fresh baked goods like croissants, danishes, and scones. It's also just such a cute bakery with the decor and smells of coffee and fresh bread. It always feels straight out of a movie to me.
We got our little latte. This one's rose gold flavored. I don't know what that means, but
They didn't know what it meant.
which straw did you use both?
I probably used both of those.
Well, I meant like, did you use both at the same time? Ooh, I almost dropped it. Actually, that is really good, but it tastes caramely, but it's like there's something else there, but it's really good. 10 out of 10. Okay. We're gonna try croissant. Is it good?
You go get a bowl.
Oh, it's really good. Megan, do you want to try a little bit? I don't know why, but I think a croissant is maybe like one of my favorite pastries or something to get. Yeah. And it just feels so like luxurious. I don't know. There you go, Mama. It's really good. We came here for the first time a few years ago, and I was so obsessed with baking at the time, so we tried all like the different danishes and the croissants that they had, and they were so good. And then we came back here another time when we came back like our second time to Connecticut, and then this is our third time to Connecticut, and we come here every single time because I love it so much, and it's really cute, and they like make all the stuff from scratch. You can see them in the back like making all the desserts and stuff. So
after our coffee break, we explored town some more, looking for a place to grab some real food for lunch, and we ended up heading to a place called Popover that offered up vegan food. We knew we wanted to bring our lunch with us and enjoy it by the water, so we grabbed our takeout and headed to the town of Stonington, which was just a short drive away. It's a much smaller town. It feels a lot less busy since it's the off season for tourists, and during this time of year it's mostly just residents still in town. However, it is the perfect lookout point to sit and enjoy a meal.
we got some sweet potato fries from the Popover place, and we got a little vegan breakfast sandwich, and they gave us like vegan aioli stuff to put with it, so it should be pretty good.
Yeah, I like the boom sounds. They sound so cool, don't they?
As we sat there, the clouds began to roll in, and it continuously got gloomier, which always feels a little bit inevitable in New England. And I personally love gloomy afternoons by the ocean. It always feels very poetic. The waves just sound louder and the saltwater smells stronger. We found the perfect bench to sit on and enjoy lunch, but this is also when we realized that they gave us the wrong order at the restaurant. Instead of a breakfast sandwich, we had received a fruit popover, and it also had a hair in it, so unfortunately it was inedible. And at this point, it was around 3 p.m. We hadn't eaten much real food, so we were all really hungry, and the order being wrong definitely affected all of our moods. The restaurant was not only too far away to justify going back, but they also were closed, so we just enjoyed our sweet potato fries and hoped to find somewhere better to go for dinner.
We're gonna go look at their little book box because they have one over here, and I love to see ones in different places because I like to see what people put in them. And Taylor Swift's house is right over there. There's a thunderstorm coming in, but it feels really, really nice. The water smells so good. It smells like that briny, like saltwater smell, and it smells really good. And I love the sound of the ocean so much. And I also love that, like, on the East Coast, there's all these like rocky coastlines, and there's so many more rocks, whereas down south, it's just like sandy beaches, and they have like the piers. Like, I just like how everything is kind of like different depending on where you go.
After our disappointing lunch, we walked around town for a little bit. I always love to imagine what it would be like to live in the different areas that I visit. And on this gloomy afternoon, Stonington definitely felt like the perfect location for a romance novel where a young reclusive writer moves to find her inspiration for the next novel, only to realize the grumpy fisherman is her next door neighbor. We again were on the road, making our way down to the coastline and waiting out the rain. As soon as the rain stopped, we made a few quick stops in small towns that piqued our interest. Walking out onto the small strip of beach felt a little bit magical. The crickets were starting to make noise, the seagulls were ever present, and I could definitely see how locals would flock to this little area in the hot summer months. I think Taylor Swift's August was definitely playing in my head as we enjoyed the views. And finally, the sun broke through the clouds, and we ended our first day visiting a local market.
Good morning. It's day 2 and we're walking downtown West Hartford right now, and it's very cute. We went to the little Whole Foods and we're just walking around to see if there's anywhere that we could get food that's vegan, but it's very hard to find vegan food, so everywhere is so cute around here.
Day 2 kicked off with a short trip to West Hartford, and although it was a cute area, we found that there wasn't really much to do or look at, so we quickly got back into the car and made our way to our real destination for the day, which was the Yale campus. One of the items on my bucket list since watching Gilmore Girls was to visit Yale. Road tripping and walking around the campus felt exactly like the episode after Lorelai breaks up with Max and her and Rory go on a spontaneous trip to visit the Harvard campus. This was definitely a highlight of the trip for me, and I enjoyed just walking around and looking at everything.
Okay, we're currently walking around Yale University, and it feels like the episode of Gilmore Girls when they go on a road trip after she breaks up with Max and they go to Yale, and it just feels like Rory Gilmore is like somewhere around here, you know? All the buildings are so old and historic, and everyone's like going back to school right now, so it's like very fun, and there's so many people out and they're all wearing their little like Yale University hats or t-shirts or whatever, and it's actually so fun and so cute, and I feel like I'm like cosplaying like Rory Gilmore.
It was definitely the perfect time to visit the campus because all of the students had just returned for the fall semester. There were moving vans and students walking all around. Parents were clearly saying goodbye to their kids, and new friend groups were being formed as students talked amongst themselves about majors and their extracurriculars. As we walked around, every building had so much history, and I even overheard a conversation about a beautiful unmarked building as we walked by and how the building was supposedly the home to a secret society on campus. Obviously, this just made me think of Rory joining Logan in their secret society.
Oh wow, there's so much like intricate detail. It's like all of the like glass windows even like say something on some of the ones over there.
We made a stop at the campus store to get a Yale t-shirt because it was so fun to see all the students walking around in them, so me and my sister decided to both get one as a souvenir to bring home with us.
I have my Yale shirt on because of course I had to put it on after we got it. So she has her sweatshirt on. And now we're at Five Guys. We're eating french fries and that's our dinner tonight because it's so hard to find vegan food. So, and they're really good. They give you a bunch of fries. But yeah, we just basically walked around today and it was like straight out of Gilmore Girls. So now we're just here eating fries. We're walking around Greenwich, Connecticut, and there's a bunch of shopping, a bunch of little places, like there's Brandy Melville, and a bunch of, I don't even know, there's like a bunch of shopping, so we're gonna like walk around and see what stores there are.
Day 3 was spent in Greenwich. This was definitely one of the fanciest areas, and I can see Richard and Emily coming here to do their shopping. Although this was a fancy area, I had some good experiences here because one of the stores that we ran into hoping to find a bathroom had the coolest girl working at the cash register. She showed us where the bathroom was, and they had this amazing smelling lotion, which I think definitely explains how fancy the area was. The shops literally felt like they went on for miles. Any store that I could think of was there. We spent the afternoon just popping in and out of all the stores, and I always find it fun to see the stores that I only ever look at online. The only store I actually made a purchase at was Brandy Melville because every other store was way too expensive for me, but it was so fun to look at all of them. After shopping in the heat, we stopped at Press Juicery for some frozen yogurt. This has been a place I've always wanted to try since I saw it in YouTubers' videos back in like 2017, but they don't have them where I live, so I was so excited to try it.
We're trying the Press Juicery and it's the tropical flavor. And then you go, it's good. So sad. Because I never got to go.
And then finally, it was time to head home. We had a long drive ahead of us, but before we left, I had one more place I wanted to try, so we woke up early and went to Pop-Up Bagels. I've seen everyone in New York trying them, so we grabbed our breakfast there before we hit the road.
We just got Pop-Up Bagels. We got 2 salt, 2 everything, 1 sesame, and 1 poppy, and I'm very excited to try them. And we're on our way home. So.